Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt stuck in a loop of painful memories? Maybe it's a broken relationship, a loss, a mistake you can't stop replaying, or a hurtful experience that left a scar. It's tough, isn't it? You try to move on, but the memories keep coming back, robbing you of your peace, your joy, and even your hope for the future. But let me tell you this, you don't have to live in the shadow of your pain. You can let go, you can heal, and you can create a life that is beautiful and full of meaning again. In this video, we are going to talk about practical and powerful ways to move on, make peace with your painful past, and take back control of your life. We will explore steps that will help you heal emotionally, rediscover yourself, and start living with purpose and joy. Know that you are stronger than you think, and I promise this video will help you take the first steps to reclaiming your happiness. But before we dive in, if you are new here, welcome. This is Life Lessons channel, the space where we talk about real life struggles and real life solutions with a sprinkle of encouragement and some humor along the way. So, if you find value in what we are sharing today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our content. Alright, let's get into it. Step 1. Acknowledge the pain. Life can hit us hard, and sometimes it leaves us carrying wounds we didn't ask for. But here's the thing, healing starts with being honest about your hurt. You see, when we ignore our pain or push it aside, it doesn't go away. It just sits there, quietly affecting everything we do, our relationships, our decisions, and even how we see ourselves. To move on, we have to face it. Take a moment to recognize your painful memories. What's been weighing on your heart? Maybe it's a broken relationship, the loss of a loved one, or even something someone said that cuts deep. Whatever it is, give yourself permission to name it. Now, here's the hard but necessary part. Allow yourself to feel it. Let the sadness, anger, or frustration come up. Don't judge yourself for feeling this way. You are human, and feeling hurt doesn't make you weak. It makes you real. Because pain that isn't acknowledged cannot be healed. Think of it like this. If you break your arm but never admit it's broken, how will it heal? In the same way, your emotional wounds need your attention before they can start mending. Let me share a story of my friend. I will call her Sarah for the sake of this video. My friend Sarah, she went through a painful divorce, but instead of facing her emotions, she kept saying, "I'm fine, I've moved on." She buried herself in work and avoided talking about it. But deep down, she felt angry and unworthy. One day, she broke down after hearing a random love song on the radio. That's when she realized she hadn't moved on. She had just ignored the pain. When something really upsetting or scary happens, our minds don't always store the memory in the normal way. Instead of a clear story, it's more like broken pieces of a puzzle. Feelings, sounds, smells, and quick flashes of what happened. It's as if the memory skips the thinking part of our brain and goes straight to our emotions and senses. And this can make it feel really real, even if it happened long ago. As Bessel van der Kolk says in his book, The Body Keeps the Score. Our bodies and minds hold on to these experiences in a very powerful way. And here's where things get interesting. Our memories are tied to what we call triggers. These can be anything, a song, a smell, a place, even a certain feeling, and they can bring these memories right back to life, almost like you are there again. Knowing what your triggers are can be a really useful tool to manage the memory. It's like knowing when a storm is brewing, so you know to go to safety. Many of us try to ignore or push them away. We might think that if we don't think about them, it won't hurt us, but often what we try to avoid gets stronger in our minds. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It will always pop back up with more force. This idea, backed by research from Daniel Wegner on thought suppression, tells us that trying to ignore memories doesn't make them go away. It can actually make them worse. So, Sarah decided to take a step back and really sit with her feelings. She cried, she journaled, and for the first time she admitted to herself, "This hurts." And guess what? That moment of honesty was the beginning of her healing journey. Acknowledging your pain isn't about staying stuck in it. It's about freeing yourself. You are giving your heart the space it needs to start healing. When you face the hurt head on, you are not just admitting it's there. You are telling yourself, "I'm ready to heal." So, take a deep breath. Think about what's weighing on you. Name it, feel it, And know that this is the first step toward creating a life that is beautiful again. Remember, healing takes courage and you are not alone. Let's move on one step at a time. Step 2. Redefine forgiveness and choose forgiveness. I know for some people, this might be one of the trickiest steps we will talk about today, and that is about redefining forgiveness and actively choosing it. For many of us, forgiveness feels like we are letting the other person get away with something. It can feel like a betrayal of ourselves and the hurt that we experienced. But what if I told you that forgiveness isn't about letting someone off the hook? It's actually about letting yourself off the hook. It's about taking back your power. See, often we hold on to anger and resentment as if it's something that is protecting us. It's like holding onto a hot stone. You may think that you are hurting someone else by holding it, but really, all you are doing is burning yourself, and you are only increasing your pain. Forgiveness isn't about saying what happened was okay, because it likely wasn't. It's not about excusing the person who hurt you or letting them off the hook. So, please let's be very clear about that. Instead, it is about deciding that you don't want to carry the weight of that anger anymore. You are consciously making a choice that sets you free. It's about saying, I am done with this and I'm ready to let it go. Imagine you receive a really hurtful message. Your first instinct might be to get angry and to replay the hurtful words over and over again. You might even feel the desire for revenge. But instead, what if you choose a different path? What if you decided to take a deep breath, recognize those feelings, but then choose not to let those feelings control you anymore? You put that message in a mental bin so that the hurt can be let go. That's what choosing forgiveness looks like, especially in our everyday life. It's not easy and it might take time and practice. But remember, as Frederick Laskin highlights in Forgive for Good, forgiveness is ultimately about your own health and happiness. It is about taking that heavy backpack of pain and turning it into a lightweight bag that you are able to carry easily, a bag that doesn't weigh you down. It is the freedom to say, this memory happened, it was painful, and I'm now ready to move forward. It's a gift you give yourself, not them. So, start small. Choose to release some of the anger and resentment and choose to be free from the weight that you are carrying. Choose to focus on healing and moving forward. And each time those feelings come back, make the conscious choice to put the memory down and choose to let it go again and again. Choosing to redefine forgiveness allows you to live your life with a lighter heart and a more hopeful spirit. Step 3. Release expectations and surrender the outcome. This step is about learning to release expectations and surrender the outcome. And it's incredibly important for true healing. Often when we've been hurt, we get stuck in a pattern of waiting for things to be right. We might wait for an apology. We wait for them to acknowledge the hurt or for them to be brought to justice. And that can mean that we wait and we wait and we wait. And by waiting, we are staying stuck. We are handing over our power to them and we are giving them the control of our lives. Imagine a scenario where a friend has seriously let you down. You are not only hurt, but also waiting for them to say sorry. You rehearse what you are going to say to them. Imagine how you will feel when they finally apologize. Days turn into weeks, then months, and still nothing. You realize you are sitting in an emotional waiting room, getting more and more frustrated. Now, you also might feel very strongly that some injustice has been done, and you also need that fixed. That's the expectation talking, and it's very understandable. But think about it. You can't stay in the waiting room forever, completely dependent on whether they will finally act in a way that matches your expectations. But what if you've decided you've waited long enough? What if you decided you needed to leave the room, whether they apologize or not? This isn't about saying that those things don't matter. Absolutely, they do. But the reality is that you cannot control other people's actions, and you don't control what other person chooses to do. What you can control is your actions. You have a choice to free yourself from those expectations. Releasing expectations and surrendering to the outcome isn't about giving up. It's about freeing your heart and mind from the need to control other people and their responses. Surrender doesn't mean we don't care or that we are not active in our lives. It simply means that we do our best and then release the control and the outcome to a higher power. This is not about giving up on your life or your expectations. It is instead about putting those expectations where they belong and focusing on your path and your future. It's a profound act of faith in yourself and a power higher than yourself to bring the best outcome in the end. It allows us to live our lives fully rather than live in some kind of a waiting room. Surrendering the outcome allows you to breathe deeper, feel lighter, and move forward knowing that you did your best and the rest is out of your control. There is immense hope in this step, and it can free you from the weight of all that waiting. Step 4. Create a safe space. Let's talk about something we all need when we are healing, a safe space. When life has hurt you, it's easy to feel like you are constantly on edge, always guarding your heart. But to truly move on, you need a place where you can let your guard down and just be. This step is about creating both an internal and external safe space. Start by seeking out relationships with people who genuinely care about you, friends, family, or even a support group. These should be people who listen without judging, who don't rush you to get over it, but instead walk alongside you. Externally, it might look like having someone to talk to, journaling your thoughts, or working with a therapist or counselor. And internally, it means being kind to yourself, practicing self-compassion, and not beating yourself up for feeling hurt or vulnerable. Safe spaces allow you to express your emotions freely and begin processing your pain. When you feel safe, whether in a conversation, a prayer, or even within yourself, it signals your body and mind to stop being in fight or flight mode. That safety lets you start to relax and actually heal. It's like taking off heavy armor you've been wearing for too long. My colleague James lost his best friend suddenly, and the grief hit him like a ton of bricks. But instead of sharing his pain, he kept it bottled up because he didn't want to burden anyone. It wasn't until his sister sat him down and said, "Talk to me. You don't have to go through this alone," that he realized how much he needed a safe space to let it all out. One night, as they talked over tea, James cried for the first time in months. That conversation was a turning point. It didn't erase his pain, but it gave him the freedom to start unpacking it. And over time, with his sister's support and his own journaling and prayers, James began to feel lighter. You don't have to heal alone. Creating a safe space, whether with others, in prayer, or within yourself, is one of the kindest things you can do for your heart. It's where healing starts to feel possible. Think of this step as building a sanctuary for your soul, a place where you can rest, feel understood, and slowly start to put the pieces back together. If you're enjoying this series, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We are in this together, one step at a time. Remember, creating a safe space isn't about perfection, it's about making room for hope. You've got this. Step 5. Reframe your pain and rewrite your story. This step is about reframing your pain and taking control of your narrative by choosing to rewrite your story. For so long, you may have viewed your life through a very specific lens, a lens that highlights the hurt, the wrong, the pain. You see yourself as a victim of the past, rather than the victor of the present. We are here to change that perspective today. What if your painful memories weren't just a series of bad things that happened to you? What if they were actually key moments in your journey of growth and strength? Imagine your life story as a book. For the last chapter or so, the focus may have been on the challenges, the heartache, and all the things that went wrong. It feels like everything is great, but now you have the opportunity to write a new chapter, one that takes all those past experiences, all the challenges, and all the heartaches and uses them to create something incredibly meaningful. The obstacles that felt like a punishment are now stepping stones. The heartaches are lessons that made you more compassionate, and even the mistakes are the tools to help you know yourself better. Now look back at the path you have traveled, and you can see all the color you have added along the way. A unique color that only you can bring. Rewriting your story isn't about pretending those things didn't happen. It's about choosing how you see them. It's about choosing how those memories will influence the rest of your journey. It's about taking all that pain and using it as fuel for your personal growth. It's about saying, yes, that happened. It was painful, but it has made me stronger. It has made me wiser, and it has led me to where I am today. And perhaps seeing how those experiences have shaped your journey can help you find meaning even in the most painful of times. It's about trusting that even the most challenging parts of our story, if surrendered to God, can bring about incredible good. This is not saying that those events were a blessing or that you should have to say that the hurt was somehow good. Instead, it is about saying that you can still bring about good from every moment. When you reframe your pain, you not only change how you view your past, but you also change how you live your present and create your future. You take control of your life story, and in doing so, you can find strength, wisdom, and purpose that you never knew existed. So, take a moment to consider rewriting your story, to see your path not as one of devastation, but one of resilience, courage, and hope. Step 6. Engage in body-based practices. Do you know that your body carries the weight of your emotions and memories, even when your mind tries to move on? That is why engaging in body-based practices is such a vital step in creating a beautiful life again. Healing isn't just a mental process, it's physical too. Painful memories and trauma often get stored in your body, making you feel tensed, drained, or even stuck. To release that, you need to reconnect with your body through practices like mindfulness. Start with simple breathing exercises. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and slowly let it out. Do this for a few minutes every day to help calm your mind and body. Movement. Physical activities like yoga, stretching, or even dancing in your living room can help release built up tension. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just move in a way that feels good. Walking in nature. Go for a walk outside. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Notice the trees, the sky, the breeze. Nature has a way of grounding us and helping us reconnect with ourselves. Other practices. Journaling about how your body feels, practicing progressive muscle relaxation, or even finding a trusted massage therapist can also help you release stored emotions. When we go through painful experiences, our body holds onto the stress even if we are not aware of it. This can show up as headaches, back pain, or feeling constantly on edge. Reconnecting with your body through these practices helps you regulate your emotions, release the tension, and feel more in control of your healing journey. Sarah had been through a tough divorce and felt like she was carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders, literally. Her back hurt all the time and she couldn't sleep. A friend suggested she try yoga. At first, Sarah felt silly, struggling to balance and stretch, but over time, she noticed something incredible. As she moved her body, she started to cry during certain poses. It felt strange at first, but then she realized she was releasing emotions she hadn't even known she was holding. The more she practiced, the lighter she felt emotionally and physically. Sarah also started walking daily, and those walks became her quiet moments of reflection and peace. Slowly but surely, she began to feel like herself again. Your body is a key part of your healing journey. By tuning into it and giving it the care it deserves, you will start to release the emotional weight you've been carrying. The beautiful thing about body-based practices is that they are gentle, doable, and incredibly effective. So, take the first step. Whether it's a deep breath, a stretch, or a walk, your body is on your side, ready to help you heal. Step 7. Choose daily freedom and embrace a new vision. This step isn't about ignoring your pain or pretending everything is fine. It's about reclaiming your freedom and walking toward a new hope-filled vision for your life. Freedom doesn't happen in one giant leap. It's something you choose daily. It starts with letting go of the anger and resentment that keep you tied to the past. This doesn't mean you instantly forget or excuse what happened. It means you refuse to let it control you anymore. Here's where it gets real. Forgiveness, it's hard. Some days you feel like you've forgiven, and the next day the head comes rushing back. That's okay. This is where we rely on God's strength, asking Him to help us forgive again and again. Then, focus on the present. What do you value? What kind of person do you want to be? Set goals, no matter how small. That will move you closer to a life filled with joy and purpose. Start noticing the beautiful things in your life right now, whether it's the warmth of the sun, the sound of a laughter, or the fact that you are here, still standing, still growing. Holding onto bitterness is like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. It weighs you down, slows you, and keeps you stuck. But when you choose to let go, bit by bit, you free yourself to live fully again. Embracing a new vision gives you something to look forward to, something that excites your soul and reminds you of the beauty of life. Meet Emma. Emma went through a painful breakup that left her angry and shattered. She kept replaying every argument and betrayal in her mind, and it was eating her alive. One day, a friend told her, Emma, you can't change the past, but you can change what you do today. That hit her hard. Emma decided to try something new. Every morning, she would pray and say out loud, I choose freedom today. On the hard days, she'd journal her feelings instead of bottling them up. She also started volunteering at a local shelter, a small step toward the kind of person she wanted to be. Kind, compassionate, and strong. It wasn't instant, but slowly, Emma began to see her life in color again. She didn't forget the pain, but it no longer defined her. You have the power to choose freedom every day, even if it feels small. Each step you take, whether it's forgiving, setting a goal, or noticing the good in your life, moves you closer to the beautiful, joy-filled life you are creating. So, here's a reminder. Let go of what's holding you back. Embrace what's ahead. You are stronger than you think, and your future is full of possibility. If this resonates with you, hit that subscribe button and join the journey with me. You are not alone in this. Together we are moving forward, one step at a time. Let's keep building a life that is not just beautiful, but free. We've made it to the end of this journey together, and I want to leave you with this. Healing is a process, not a destination. Moving on, making peace with painful memories, and creating a beautiful life again isn't about forgetting or pretending things never happened. It's about learning how to carry experiences with strength, grace, and hope. I know it's not easy. Maybe you've tried to move on before, only to feel like the pain keeps dragging you back. That's okay. Healing doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Even small steps forward are still progress. Now, I want you to take a moment and imagine this. What if the pain you are feeling isn't the end of your story? What if it's the middle? The part where things start to turn around. The part where you discover your strength, your resilience, and your ability to create something beautiful out of the brokenness. You've already taken a powerful step by watching this video. The fact that you are here, willing to learn and grow, means you are ready for a new chapter. So don't give up. Keep taking those steps. Acknowledge your pain. Let go of the anger. Create a safe space and reconnect with the beautiful parts of your life. Healing isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about showing up for yourself even on the hard days and trusting that you are capable of rebuilding. You've got this and you are not alone. If this video has inspired you, share it with someone who might need it too. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We are in this journey together. Remember, your past doesn't define your future. You have the power to create a life that is not only beautiful again, but even more meaningful than before. Take one step at a time, and don't forget to celebrate the progress you are making. You've got this. See you in the next video.